How are you? Good. So my name is Wing from Unico Title. It's good to be with you guys this morning. Huh?
Don't worry, you can hear. I want to talk with you, Wing.
All right, so we kind of want to go over some stuff, what we really do in title this morning. I know I don't really, a lot of times we just talk on the phone or by text message. So I wanted to kind of go through some of the stuff, what we actually do with once you get a contract in. Does that sound good to everybody?
Yes.
All right, if you can scroll up for me. Perfect. Oh, all right. So once we receive a contract from you guys, when we do actually get the contract to contracts@unicotitle.com, there's a couple of ladies that actually get those emails, and we get, and then there's an auto reply that comes to you guys, and we will assign the processor that will be handling your case. Normally Mercedes is the ones that is handling the team, but it depends on workflow, how many case load that they have. If it's maximized, we usually put another processor on the case. So the other processor is Maria. They work really well, together as a team. Also, you're going to see Carolyn a lot. Carolyn's actually opener slash my administrative assistant. So she basically keep the girls on track of what they're doing daily. Do you guys have any questions so far?
So Maria, so you're saying that, okay, we have Mercedes and Maria does...
She's the backup. So a lot of times if she's Mercedes overloaded, Maria will take some of the caseloads.
For our office.
Yes, for your cases. Yeah. We do have a couple of processors. I will jump in at any point if any title questions are needed, if you guys need assistance, if you have any special questions, like with estates, trusts, I'm your girl to call and get those questions answered for you. All right, if we can move down just a little bit. All right, once the processors do get your contract, they open it, they create a file in Qualia, and that's when the opening phase happens. That's when all the Qualia messages goes out, introduction letters go out, and that way we can send the intro letters out to your clients. But first, you guys have to go in Qualia first to fill out the client information. That's very important, and get so we can get the information out to them to go ahead and turn in the earnest money deposit in if it's a purchase case and we're handling the buyer side, so we can get those letters out. A lot of times right now we're doing buyer side only, but just in case the listing agent do want to work with us, we want to send those intro letters out to them also. We can go up, scroll down just a little bit. Within the EMDs, we do have two options. If it's closing within the next 2 weeks, we do require wire transfers for EMD, just because regular checks and cashier's checks takes 14 business days to clear. That's why we have that requirement. But other than that, if it's past the 3 weeks, we can take personal checks through the Zochem system. Anybody have questions on that?
Yeah, earnest money, you think we have the app, the wire,
Mm-hmm.
and a cashier's check.
Right. So they can do Zochem with a cashier's check or a personal check. And they also do have electronic check option also on Zochem, but only if your bank allows that. Not every bank does. I don't think Apple does.
I think I like wiring. It's just so simple.
Yeah, but sometimes people don't want to pay the wire fee, but sometimes checks can cause issues just because sometimes if you were waiting for funds to come through and you put the wrong account, that's one thing that it will eliminate. And also, we don't want, even though they do a wire transfer, we don't want them to do it ACH, because ACH is different from wire. ACH, it takes 3 days to go through. And if you pull it back, it takes 3 business days to come back to you. So that if you have a deadline of EMD within 2 days, that's not going to come in. And escrow accounts, we're really weird about ACH because they can pull it back at any time and they have 30 days to do that. And that's not safe for our escrow accounts. Do we have any questions on earnest money deposits?
That's good.
All right. All right. So if you can scroll down for me. Thank you. So we do 3 different types of transactions, I would say, right? Seller side only, buyer side only transactions, and we're doing both sides of the transaction. Anytime we do seller side only, we only represent the seller side, and we use our attorney, David Field, to handle that transaction, but we do the processing and communications on those deals. We review the contracts, we send out the introduction letters like we normally do, obtain their seller information, like social security numbers, forwarding address, payoff information, if they have any. But if they have a weird loan, or if you know something is coming up that it's weird, like if there's a lien, they know their judgments on the property. If there's a mechanic's lien, or if they have a contractor that worked on a property and put a UCC on their house, that's very, very important for us to know. Then that way we can actually work on it and not wait for the buyer side title company to get us the title work so we can figure it out last minute, because they already don't like we're doing a split transaction, and they're going to take their time to give us the title work we need to work on those title items. So that's very important to remember, that we get as much information as possible from the seller, especially if it's an estate. One of the very, very important things about an estate is we want to make sure they filed the proper documents in the county. That's reflecting on, hey, who are the heirs? And if it's husband and wife and they're both on title, you don't have to worry about that. We just need proof of death in order to transfer. Only if they're only the 2 people on title. If you can.
Why did they change, remember at one time they said, hey, you can only close with a same title company. They changed the law.
So they changed that because people did bad things in the South,
Okay.
like Richmond and further down. If you've done like Richmond, like outer counties, that down that way, if you do a split closing with them, they tend to get their own document signed and send it to us, and not even sign any of our documents. They just work a different way down there. They're more attorney based down there. In Virginia, we're not an attorney state, but they're more attorneys down there doing the closings and title.
You can't do split, right?
You can, but you just got to make sure we give a notice to the buyer side title company and the buyer's agent. Hey, the seller side is being handled by the attorney that we have.
On the contract.
Yes. Or just a notice that you sent after ratification. So, right now, we want to make sure all sellers for seller side only transaction, actually any seller transactions, that they sign 2 days ahead of the buyer. So we have enough time to give the original documents back to the buyer side for their buyer side closing, the day of closing. Any questions, anybody? I know I'm talking
This
pretty
is,
fast.
Okay. The process of seller side. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like a little breakdown of everything. Then that way everybody kind of knows, and we can distribute this if you like to all the agents. Like, this is how the whole process of what we do in each transaction. I mean, this is basically we review everything on the contract, make sure there's nothing special about it. We want to make sure there's always check the rent backs and who's holding it. Many times we see contracts coming in if we're only doing seller side, because it's handled by an attorney. Essentially, we can't hold the security deposit because we're actually not doing the escrow on it. So we always want to make sure to put who is holding the rent back as the buyer side title company. Yeah. And try to get your clients scheduled ahead of time. And we've been trying to be better at that. I think Carolyn has helped a lot in that. If you guys can agree or disagree. I just had a conversation with Ben.
Has been great.
Yeah.
And I think I worked there recently with
Maria.
Yeah.
They're very, very intelligent girls, and they will ask if they don't know, and they will try to get the answer as soon as possible and just trying to eliminate the issues that we have with that case. Let's see. With buyer side transactions, of course, we want to get EMD instructions out to the buyer, added to the calendar. We order the title search. We normally order a title search for 40 years. We want to make sure in those 40 years, there's nothing crazy that's happening. Anything 40 years.
You have someone, so how does that work? You send someone in the court? It's like a physical.
So if we have abstractors, we have like a handful of them that do specific counties that we do a lot of business in. And basically, we sent the order to them based on the contract, who's the buyer, who's the seller, property address, tax map number, and they will do a research on that property for the last 40 years chain of title. Who has owned it?
They physically go to the court, or
they do everything online.
Oh, everything online. Okay.
Yeah. And if they need additional information that they can't get online, it's older, they will go to the county, to the records. And usually we give them like 3 business days to do that. If it's a rush deal, we work with them a lot, so they will be able to accommodate.
Like in a couple of days.
Yeah. And of course, try to get us the lender's information as soon as possible. Get us in contact with them so we can get an estimated CD out to them. We are working on an estimate calculator to put on our website. I think we're probably going to do that, post that on our website maybe January. We're working on it, finalizing that. I think we're doing it we're just testing it out right now.
But
Then
when
that
the
way.
lender asks you for title work, what are they looking for? Are they looking for the paperwork from the abstractor? When they say, hey, we need the title work.
So when we get the title work from the abstractor, we will go ahead and use that information and prepare a title binder on our end in our Qualia system, so we can go ahead and return it with a title commitment, ensure closing protection letter, or wiring instructions, so they can make sure they sent that over to their underwriter to approve. And if there's anything crazy that we need to take care of, sometimes that's how the entitlement get delayed. It's like a loan commitment, right? If the loan lender gives you a loan commitment, like, hey, we're committed to doing the loan. Same thing with title. Title commitment is like, hey, there's no issues. Here you go. We're going to go ahead and insure the loan with no problems.
Makes sense. Let's scroll down.
All right, keep going. So this is all the stuff that we normally require for everything, right? Anytime I can explain to you why we need buyer and seller social security numbers. We want to make sure.
Is that Run Pacer? What is that?
Yeah, Run Pacer. So Pacer is a system that we use to check everybody's social security numbers to make sure there's no current active bankruptcy.
Is it also used for run social to make sure they don't have any judgments, right? Because you'll find it in
Judgments don't come up by social, unfortunately.
they'll come in the title work.
Yes.
So this is mainly if they have not filed bankruptcy.
Correct. So anytime if a seller is in active bankruptcy, it kind of stops right there. We can't really close on a property if there is active bankruptcy. And
Sell my houses.
so in order for them to sell when they're active bankruptcy, the court has to approve the sale.
Or the bankruptcy has to be discharged.
Yes. And usually it takes, if they want to discharge in order to sell the property, I think normally takes 7 to 10 business days depending on the county. So we have to make sure, we ask the, right questions. If they're in bankruptcy or anything like that, we want to make sure how long has it been and when is it supposed to be discharged or finalized.
What is received binder from BSTC? What is the last one? BSTC. On the left side.
Yeah, so that's the seller side only. So it's a title commitment from buyer side title company.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Yeah, we abbreviate a lot then. Yeah, so we want to make sure, that's what I was talking about earlier. We have to wait for them to provide the title commitment in order for us to, order the deed from our attorney.
what I see a lot is a lot of sellers they delays filling out their information and then it delays getting the payoffs.
Right. If it helps, I can actually maybe give you guys PDFs of the seller information sheet and the buyer's information sheet. Because a lot of times I think it's tougher to get seller's information than buyer's information. Because buyer's information we can actually get from the lender with their title requests.
But for the seller, you just send them an email through Qualia, and if you don't hear back from them, then you just let the agent know that. Hey,
Yeah, because we try to not bother the agents if we have their information, but if they don't complete it, we can't really do anything. And some, a lot of elderly couples, they don't like Qualia or they can't get in, or because I know one of the confusing things, because we're seeing another side of Qualia. What your version and my version is a little bit different. So when you see it on the other side, when you filling out the information, like even when you put wiring instructions, right? That's one of the tabs. People will go, you'll be surprised how many people put their personal bank account information for even agent wires. And I'm like, that doesn't sound right. So
when you're doing the title search, do you get does it cover, if someone's fence is on the neighbor's yard or
no, it only with a survey.
well, that's with the survey. Even if so it's always good to have a survey, even they have a fence, or
I would always get a survey if there's a fence.
let's say there's, okay, so always good idea to do a survey if
Right. If it's a single family home, I would suggest it. Townhouses, you can't really go anywhere, and that's the ones who put the fence up majority of the time.
survey is, if they already have a fence, it's a good idea to do a survey to make sure that
There's not any encroachments.
also that will not come in the title search.
No. So any surveys that are recorded, it's when they rezone the property, or if there's a big property that they divided, or there's the original subdivision plat. It's not,
But if they have done extensions on the house, this is
they don't do that.
nothing to do with it.
No, it's just basically the land of the property. It's not about the property itself.
Survey is roughly between 3 to
It depends on how big the property is. I've been seeing $425 being the cheapest. I know if it's over an acre, it's probably going to be 1,000 or more. I know we did one recently that was I think 3 to 4 acres. was like 4 or 5,000.
Wow.
But a lot of times when properties are that big, there's no fence.
Yeah.
But a lot of people do, if it's that big, they want to see where their property ends. They put this, they do the whole shebang, like do the stakes. They wanted the corners marked and everything like that. So, yeah. So it's a lot of times, and also, with the sellers, with HOA, we don't know who is managing the HOA. I think one of the hardest ones that we have, problems running into with HOA is private HOAs. They're very hard to find or get in contact with because these people have 9-to-5 jobs or work whatever hours they do, and they don't see the emails, or emails go in the spam.
Or sometimes they have multiple HOAs.
Yeah, and then, I've seen it for the last 25 years. Like, there's 2 HOAs. We only get disclosed with one. And then we run into, hey, why didn't we get notified? Why didn't we get the Alta statement for the second HOA?
I think Montclair has like 3. One of their community in Montclair, they have 3.
3?
I remember they have 3 HOAs.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Is it community? Like maybe the
They have HOA.
club?
Yeah, they have some, I think some beaches. That's one for that.
Oh,
Like these, and this, yeah, they have, I'm sure, yes, I think they have 3.
okay.
Because I was selling a property, and then at the end, a couple days before closing, they're like, we're missing another package.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, oh, we didn't even know that.
Yeah, there's a lot. I think maybe those are going to be much more common later on because but
Condo and HOA, we see that a lot. Having 3 sometimes,
and they've been selling within the other management companies too.
Yes.
One of them recently just got sold. I can't recall what the name is. And I looked at it, I was like, I saw the address and the name's different. I was like, that's weird. Yeah.
They sell the other management companies take over.
Yeah. Yeah. Do we have any questions so far? I know we're kind of going in.
I think they're all in AI mode. They're all taken over by AI. They have their note takers taking the notes. They're all AIs. Let's scroll down. Yeah.
I do have a question.
Sure.
Why are there multiple HOAs? I thought one home had one HOA.
It depends on the development. And, if sometimes there is condos, and sometimes, I don't know if you've seen some communities, they have, especially gated communities, they have like a club there, and they have condos, they have houses, they have townhouses. Maybe that's why. I'm not sure. But that's just how the communities were built and, incorporated somehow. What frustrates me the most with that HOAs is there could be 2 different HOAs managed by 2 different companies.
Yeah.
And they don't talk to each other.
It was a condo and it was a HOA. They don't talk.
They don't talk to each other, and it's managed by both. Why are you guys making it complicated? Just go with one management company. Yeah. Any other questions? No problem. Any other questions? No.
No, sorry, I'm just taking it on.
Can we scroll down?
Oh yeah.
No, you're fine.
Someone stop.
All right, right there. That's good. All right. So we normally send, the Alta seller CDs for review. We try to do it 24, 48 hours. It really depends on the lender, on the buyer side. Sometimes, depends on clear to close before they can actually issue the package. Really varies from lender to lender. Seller side, if we're doing seller side only, we're kind of, begging and pleading with the buyer side, please send us the seller docs. Please send us the docs for review.
What it means when they are balancing the CD? You know, when they say, hey, we are balancing the CD, what does this mean?
Okay, so we have our fees, of course, title company fees, but the lender, even though they disclose the numbers to the buyer, it's not the actual numbers that they go to closing with. Of course, when they give us their final settlement statement after they put our fees on there, we have to put the lender's fees on our settlement statement. In order for us to balance, we have to match the bottom line. Hey, how many months of escrows do we need for taxes, insurance, and how much is pure prepay interest? It really depends on what day we close in the month. And we want to make sure all this, HOA that we're paying in advance, prorations, tax prorations, all those are matching with the lender, because the lender will issue their CD for final closing and the title company issues the Alta statement, and they both have to match because those both are going to a table for the clients to sign.
This in the middle, FIR.
FIRPTA.
Well, that's foreign.
Yeah.
Is this, for example, if there's a person who bought a house who has no green card, right? And they bought it for, let's say, 300,000, and
They're exempt.
selling it for 500. Are you holding 15%, right?
It's 15%
15%
from the sales price.
of 500,000, not the profit.
No.
So meaning they're gonna end up on a 500,000 as 15% is 75,000. Will they get that back, or?
There are FIRPTA attorneys out there that can help you get that back.
But why are they collecting it in the first place?
Because you don't file Social Security. They don't report, you don't have a Social Security number and you don't report
But
taxes.
sometimes you are not a green card holder or a citizen, but you have a social security number.
It really depends. They will have it hold us up front, and then you can apply to get it back.
But let's say someone does not have a green card and citizenship and they close without the title company knowing, so they'll
Go after the buyer.
They'll go after the buyer, not the seller.
Because we're supposed to hold it, and if that is not turned in within 30 days
Let's say
of closing.
The seller just said, hey, I have a citizenship. And he just sells and leaves to, I don't know, Australia.
Yeah, the buyers get hit with it.
Well,
I've never had that happen before. Don't.
Okay. That's
Because a lot of times, so we did a couple FIRPTA cases so far, and we have to collect it up front and we send it with the appropriate paperwork.
so you just send it to
But
the
at the and then the buyer's name is on it also. There's two different forms. So if if our check doesn't get there, the buyer is actually liable for it. So when we send the check out, we have to send it with certified mail, so to ensure that they did receive it, and we get a receipt back.
Okay, no, good. That makes sense now. So it's 15%. Good. I'm citizen. I'm good.
I hope so. Yeah, so that's very important on that. I know we were mentioning about trust before, seller trust. In the county, it's going to show their name with a TR in the back. So that's the only indication when I pull up the assessments that is in a trust. Normally, if I'm not sure, I actually ask my abstractor to go ahead and pull the current deed, how they're holding title, just to make sure, so we can get the trust documents for review in order for them to sell the property. A lot of times, a lot of people selling in a trust right now, one person will be deceased or the person that's the original trustee is deceased. So we have to make sure we review the documents in order to see who is next in line to sign for the trust to sell.
So there can be just one person, right? Who can sign?
Well, there could be multiple people. It really depends how the trust is listed.
You're talking about the living trust.
Revocable. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So a lot of times those, and they come in a really, really big binder. So a lot of times what they do, they actually either go to the agent's office or go to our office so we can get the documents we need in order to see who's actually can sign for the trust.
All right.
I'm not sure if the processors have been giving you guys like weekly status updates on all the cases, but I think we right now are busy, but not as busy. I'm going to have a meeting with everyone to ensure that is happening.
Okay.
And we want to be on the same page on what's going on in each case. Any questions?
Okay, let's scroll down.
All right. So here's the one on title. After we receive the title search, review the title. We want to make sure nothing crazy is happening in title that we need to take care of. Lender title requests.
So this title exam is done by you, by the
Yes.
title company. And once you receive the title back from the abstractor, then you are examining it yourself.
Yes.
In the exam room, you have like an exam room, like ICU.
No.
Okay. After that, okay, then you send that to the
Lender.
That hey, here's your request. There's a clean title, and then the title insurance will then once the title is clear, they will just give.
Yeah, we'll send it over to the lender
Okay.
for their review. If they have any questions or anything like that, if they want additional documentation,
So
we can.
title binder, is this like
The title commitment.
is like the title search and review, all of that
Yep.
combined is the title binder.
Correct.
And this just goes to the lender,
Basically,
also goes to the title insurance company. And then they issue the title insurance.
Right. Yeah. So I'm the title agent, so I sign off on all the binders that's going out.
And then you order the deed from Saturday to Thursday.
No, it's S&T law firm.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So S&T law firm is the attorneys that do the deeds for us if we're doing both sides of the transaction. Because we have a different attorney that handles the seller side only transactions. So we can actually keep them separate.
No, this makes sense. All right, Mr. One.
All right.
Okay, what is it? Closing. Okay.
Yep. So we're basically at after we get that deed ordered, we go ahead and confirm, make sure the tax prorations are all correct on the closing disclosure. If there's HOA dues, condo dues, make sure those prorations are correct. We base it on the financial statement that we order through the HOA management company. That's when they tell us, hey, they're paid through this month, or they're paid through the year. It depends on how the community does their dues, like monthly, quarterly, annually. And we want to make sure we confirm the agent commissions. And if you guys have an admin fee, I know you guys have a $4.95 admin fee. Only ones that don't get charged for those is a VA loan on the buyer side. I don't think there's restrictions on the seller side at all. And we want to make sure we put I know there's a lot of sometimes have additional commissions. We want to make sure those are correct because sometimes those, I know there's a limited amount of room on there. If you can confirm with that, Siobhan, like when you guys put commission breakdown on the right, I don't know how much additional information you can put.
Add a couple of them.
Yeah. So you want to make sure you get, put in detail. I'm like, okay, total is 3%, but 1% is coming from the buyer and the amount. So we're not guessing because we want to make sure it's not, sometimes it's not based on the sales price. It's based on it's like a flat fee or something like that. So we want to make sure we get as detailed as possible on there when you guys are filling out the quality on the commission part. If you guys are a Remax Galaxy, I automatically assume it's going to be a wire transfer. Other companies I can't control, but I know every wire that we sent to Remax Galaxy is a wire. Okay. Schedule buyer seller. Yeah, we'll be talking about that. We get the closing instructions in. That's when we balance this closing disclosure with the lender. We make sure we match on the bottom line what the cash to close is from the buyer. HOI is hazard insurance. There's millions of ways calling that, right? Everybody's like, huh? I'm so confused. They get confused with the owner's policy for sure sometimes. So that after we balance everything, they give us the lender closing package. We balance the file on the end. So even though we balance with the lender, a lot of times in our accounting screen, that's why I have it there. Hey, you guys have to balance the file. A lot of times if there's a middle mortgage broker involved, it throws us our file off a little bit because the broker is sometimes getting paid from the lender's wire. Sometimes they're not. So we want to make sure my girls know how to balance the file before it gets to post-closing. So it makes post-closing much easier.
Are you gonna run Pacer again the day of?
Yeah, so a lot of times people, they might have filed bankruptcy right in the middle of the sale, and that has happened. That's why we want to be
So
proactive.
Pacer, does it affect their credit?
No,
So it's not like a credit check.
no. It's just literally we can actually do it by name, but a lot of people have so much similar names. It'll pull up like 4 or 5 pages of them. I don't know who's who. And they will show you what county they actually filed bankruptcy in. So post-closing. So once the file gets signed with a settlement agent.
This is after closing.
Right.
Has happened.
Right. So after the closer comes back to a closing package, we go ahead and do a recording bring down, meaning the title.
Have we already gotten our money yet or no?
No.
The red, let's keep going.
All right. So once the file comes back, we want to make sure all the buyer, all the funds are in the file, lender, buyer. If the seller needs to bring money, we have that. We order the bring down from our abstractor, meaning even though we order a title search in the beginning, a lot of times it's not. So if I order it today, November 4th, it comes back November 6th. That title search might be only good through Monday 11/3. So if you see that there's a gap, it's not always good through the date that I receive it. It's always a gap because the county moved a little bit slower, even though.
You will order another title search.
No, just a bring down. We want to make sure nothing new comes up.
Okay, just like
Right.
update on that.
Exactly. Yeah. So we want to make sure nothing new has come up. So that way, because we are doing the insurance on it, we want to make sure we can still insure over that. And this is why we can't do anything, record until we get that back. So for instance, okay, what if there's a lien that just came up and it has happened? to me, I think like a few years ago. So we did a bring down, and seller had a new judgment that came up was $300,000.
Oh, wow.
It kind of stopped everything. So we can't record at that time. So we have to,
But the closing has already happened.
right,
So closing has happened, but you have not recorded it.
right,
And then there's now another judgment.
right. Because we did that bring down and it came up. So now it stops everything. We have to,
Meaning the closing, even though they have signed, it's not gonna be recorded.
right.
They don't own the house. The new buyer. The buyer.
They essentially do own it, but at the same time, we have 48 hours to disperse, and we have those 48 hours to come up with, hey, do you have the extra money that come, to pay the three?
Doesn't have the 300,000.
So the deal is pretty much done.
Meaning they don't own the house.
Right,
We won't record it.
right.
Okay. So
There's rare cases that happen. We kind of figured it out a few years ago.
but I thought in Virginia, when you sign your closing the documents, that means deal is done.
You can actually, yeah.
But now the deal is not done.
Well, I mean, this is why we have the 48 hours. So in case something happens, like there are 2 forms in the closing package. If anything that comes up, you have to take care of.
So the seller has to agree to something,
Yeah.
or we're not going.
And negotiate with whoever the
Yeah.
lien holder is in order to,
This
and
is like a 1 in a million, maybe.
yeah, but something like this. So for instance, if they filed that judgment, we were already recorded, right? And if it already dispersed, everybody got their money. Later on, when the buyer comes and they go try to sell the property and this judgment comes up.
But they have title insurance.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
If they get title insurance,
Yeah.
right? And this is one of the reasons why we really, really encourage people to consider owner's policy, because even a standard policy, just to
Because
kind
the
of protect
lender
them.
is smart. The lender never declines it. They won't even let you borrow money.
Oh, they won't even give you money
Yeah.
to buy a house.
Yeah, I've seen some clients, they'll just decline the title insurance, and then later on, they got some big problems.
Well, I mean, even though, I get it. It's one of the biggest purchases of their life. And sometimes, money is a little short and they want to kind of eliminate
Some of it.
a big one, a big amount. But there are some cases that does happen, but they do have options to purchase it after also, but it's going to be market price.
Which is what, like 20, 30%?
It depends on what the market value is. And I think a lot of people don't really understand, and I try to explain to them when they do purchase a property with a loan, they actually buy one policy and get the other policy for $200 extra. Instead of you buying it cash, it's a full premium. There's no discounts at all. So if you just get one, you're really, really losing a deal of just buying 2, and it'll be cheaper.
This is best to buy at the time of closing, otherwise you'll pay much higher price.
Mm-hmm.
And this is until you own the property.
It's a lifetime policy.
Even you add someone to the title.
Yes.
Or remove someone from the title, as long.
Yeah.
Okay. Refinance it stays too?
Refinance, you actually get a 20% discount when you refinance.
20% on buying it again?
No, 20% on the lender's policy.
Okay.
So yeah, not the
But
owner's
you're not buying
policy.
the owner's policy.
No, owner's policy, you don't have to renew. It's a lifetime policy. It's only insurance that you purchase that you never have to renew.
Makes sense. All right, Miss Yolanda.
All right. So this is just us uploading the documents, simple file we use. That's the system we use.
What's the system? The
Simple file.
oh, simply.
So basically I can upload the package through simple file to all the specific counties in order to electronic record the documents. So there's no me setting an abstractor to go stand in line, get it recorded, and return documents later. So I keep all the originals in the office.
So when you're recording it, right, are you like actually sending a physical person there who stands in line and then
No, we electronic record everything in the office. Only time we don't do that is the handful of counties still don't e-record in Virginia.
but sometimes they say, hey, there's a wait time in recording or something. Is that because the county is backed up or they have certain hours you can record?
So in Virginia, we have to record before disperse. That's why they don't really have a delay, maybe a day or so, depends. But in Maryland, because they're not requiring record before disperse.
Well, that's why you get Maryland. You get paid right away, the same day the title company
Yes.
sometimes can just give you a check
Yeah.
right there and then.
As long as they have the money
So they don't have to record.
before they disperse in
So
Maryland.
they don't have that 48 hours.
Correct.
But what if in Maryland that are they not doing that fact check thing again, the double check?
Oh, in Maryland, they send it to three or four departments before they record you.
Oh.
That's why there's a delay in Maryland.
So in Maryland, let's say they disperse you the money, the realtors get paid, but they have not recorded. But before recording, there's an issue comes up, like the 300,000 judgment. Then what happens? They have to go back to the realtor and
No,
no, the money is gone.
it's gone.
And then the property.
That's why the premium's a little bit higher in Maryland.
Yeah, Maryland, the taxes, why the taxes? Just the recording taxes are like double. Why?
Well, in Virginia, each party is responsible for their recording charges. In Maryland, it's 50-50.
50-50 meaning,
They split it right down the middle.
but the recording taxes itself is really high than Virginia.
They
It's
just,
the county. Very high, very expensive.
yeah, I don't know why they just do that. They have a little bit, it's like here, our taxes are high or whatnot, but the value of houses are higher, right? If you go to Pennsylvania, their value of the houses is low, but their taxes are higher. It's like they get you one way or another.
The other, yeah. That's true.
But they also have a lot of exemptions in Maryland.
Maybe different sort of.
Right. So if you're a first-time home buyer in Maryland, they have a first-time home buyer exemption on one of the transfer taxes.
Okay.
In Virginia, you don't.
Yeah.
They also have, they both states have grants, but I don't.
Yeah. Maryland has-
Yeah. They actually have tax also. Like if you're a primary resident, they give you reduction on taxes in Maryland.
You want to open that? The standard, just let's quickly look up. So
Yeah.
this is the standard versus the enhanced policy,
Right.
right? So what's the difference between standard and enhanced?
Well,
What am I missing if I only get the standard?
so if your value goes up within the 5 years, your policy was not going to adjust by that. It doesn't cover encroachments. If you ever, so if you don't get a survey,
Okay.
that's not covered.
You're saying number one, if my value of the house goes higher, they will not cover the difference.
Right. Your policy actually increases.
Let's say I bought a house for 300,000 and now it's after 5 years it's worth 700,000. So I'm only covered up to 300,000. Is that what it means?
So right here it says automatically increase cover. If you go to the second page, Siobhan. Keep going down. Automatically increase coverage to a total of 150% of policy amount over 5 years.
Okay. And it says the encroachments are not covered. And what's the last one? Oh, there are a lot of no's. I see a lot of no's here. Wow.
Yeah, for the standard.
If you were to buy a house, would you pick standard or enhanced?
Enhance.
And why is that?
Because you want a maximum coverage and it's something that you don't ever have to renew and you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, a lot of buyers don't know this and they're like, hey, let's save like a few $100s and they'll just go.
And if you guys want, like, these flyers, I have majority of the languages also.
We can actually, Siobhan, can you email it to everyone? Yeah, we'll be, because anyone can.
Because if you need a specific language, I can actually.
Oh, this is good, but we'll just.
They have a version in Spanish
Oh, wow.
also, in Hindu, and all
Oh, no,
sorts.
this is good. Because a lot of agents and the buyers don't know the difference between both of them. So this is really good to know.
Yeah, and then the next one is the importance of owner's policy.
So what is the most important thing on owner's policy? What do you think?
So you want to make sure, the people that you're purchasing the house from, they're not existing, judgments that are payoffs that is going to come up later on. So if the sellers go, especially if it's like an estate, right?
Yeah.
You're buying it from an estate. What if there is some person that was missed as an heir?
Yeah.
Or they just eliminated them. Oh, and forgot about them. On purpose or not. They come back later on and try to come after, hey, I'm one of the heirs. I have a part in this.
Yes. Oh, yeah, this has happened, yes.
It has happened. And in unreleased mortgages. What if some bank, you know how line of credits are. Sometimes line of credits, you go get it, they don't record it for months. What if the sellers went to go get a line of credit and didn't realize they had to close it? And they can take money from that account and it comes up later. That protects you under the owner's policy. We actually just had this one case with Open Door. They bought a property.
Oh, Open Door, that company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They bought a property. They messed up the legal description. They put a different lot number.
On the contract.
No, on the deed that they purchased from the seller.
Okay. Oh, wow.
And we basically, hey, we need this, and this. We need a letter of annuity for your title company to write us that letter so we can close, so we can fix it on the new deed. So those have, those get kicked in play when we need to fix something. If we don't have the owner's policy, you are looking at $300-400 an hour with a real estate attorney to fix those problems for you.
Title insurance, so you just reach out to the title insurance.
So you reach out to our underwriter and they'll assign you a case.
It's like an insurance.
Exactly.
This is very good information. Siobhan, you'll email both of these flyers, right?
Doing it now.
No, good. We really appreciate you, Miss Wing.
No
This is
problem.
Good information. Let's ask if they're still awake, if they have any questions. All the AIs. But we'll have it recorded. We'll share you the link. Any questions, Miss Siobhan? You have any questions? You're working with Miss Wing a lot. Anything you can think of?
No, I don't think so.
We appreciate you, Miss Wing.
No problem.
Share the.
It's nice to spend some time with you guys.
No. Thank you, Wing. And we'll share this. Actually, I will use this in my presentations. This thing you brought, which is the policy, the standard versus enhanced. So I'm gonna use it in the presentations. So you want to end this? Is good?
Yeah.
Thank you, Wayne.
No problem. Thank you.
Share your video.